Thank you, Amor Lindo. Beautiful. This right here, you're looking at the financial center of Beijing, the capital. This is basically the full extent of their skyline. This is it. This is it right here. And that's the big building we always see from a distance. You know that's the shape of an Olympic torch. So let's keep moving. Let's go to Sanlitun. Go and get him out of here. Thank you, Matilda. Thank you, Matilda. Please follow the channel and share this live stream. Thank you, Danny. Hit the follow button and please share this live stream. Also, let's keep the comments flowing. Let's keep the comments flowing. I'm telling you guys, I'm in a great mood today, man. Every time you sleep well, you feel good the next morning. I feel jolly this morning. I hope you guys are feeling well back home in the States and you had a great day. Thank you, Dorito and Snuff Dipper. I'm feeling jolly. Let's keep moving. Let's get him out of here. Thank you, Kimberly and J-Dub. Feeling jolly, man. I will take you guys to the Olympic Village, but you have to go at night. You can't go during the day. You got to go at night. By the way, man, so look, all y'all, let me explain something to you guys, man. See all these folks over here dressed in suits and stuff. Thank you, Rosa. The people here are much, much higher income, obviously, than when we were at yesterday, last night, or your morning time at the city village. When you talk about income levels here in Beijing, this entire area has some of the highest income levels in the entire city, if not the entire country, right? I would imagine most folks here, the average income here, thank you, Danny and No Pros PC. The average office worker here at one of these buildings, I would imagine their salary starts at like $3,000 US with no ceiling. Thank you, Danny. I mean, you got some big time executives. You got some big time companies here. But I would imagine the average office worker here, $3,000 a month, 20,000 yuan a month in average income to work in a building like this, doing a desk job somewhere in Beijing, easily $3,000 starting salary. So that's reaching like very high-end developed economy levels. So this is why it just goes to show you, man, it's like in the same city, really the income discrepancy is still pretty large. When you come out here to this core area right here, income is significantly higher than the national average, the city average. So this is the place where a lot of very well-dressed people, very well-educated people, nice college degrees. What up, OG? Good evening, OG. This place, by the way, the first day that I was here in Beijing, I got off the train. I got off the overnight train when the dude was snoring the whole night. This is where I came to do my city walk and it was raining. So I'm back. This time it's not raining on me anymore. Good evening, OG. Let's keep moving. Good evening, good evening, good evening. We're on our way to Sanlitun. Thank you, Wendy, for moderating. Thank you very much. Let's keep moving. You know, thank you, Steph, and OG, and Sunshine. Thank y'all. But please share this live stream and tap on your screens and follow the channel. Thank you. So when you come here, man, look at this. Everything here. Concrete jungle over here. You know? Thank you, Snuff Dipper and Leslie. The concrete jungle they got over here. Look at this. Thank you, Neo and Leslie. Look at this. Man, thank you, OG, thank you. Thank you, OG. See, that's the CCTV headquarters. Thank you, OG and Karen. Thank you. Thank you, Pond Hopper. Also, somebody just said, do they have facial recognition technology? Let me tell you guys this, man. Every camera here in China on these streets, especially in these major cities, have facial recognition technology. Even if you're wearing a mask, even if you're wearing sunglasses. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Terry, for sending a sub. They'll recognize you. So if you commit a crime, they're gonna come and get you. Easy work. It's all linked to your ID. They'll easily come and get you. Keep moving. Man, they can track me all they want, man. I'm an outstanding citizen. I'm an outstanding contributor to society, man. They can track me all they want. I don't care. I don't care if they track me. Oh, CCTV headquarters. Beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and get them out of here. Let's keep moving. Well, this is why I was saying the other day that when I was here the first day, thank you, Tar Heel Babe. If you have, thank you, the silliest, like if you have one of those old leftover apartments that's still not torn down and you're here in Beijing and like you live in the freaking the middle of Chaoyang district, like you literally have the most valuable real estate in all of China, because you don't see any residential condominiums anywhere in this neighborhood. It's all office towers, which means at night this place gets empty. Everybody goes home. Keep moving. Now, thank you, Tina. I know it's a lot of bikes, a lot of mopeds over here. Man, this looks just like any city in America. It looks like New York City. It looks like downtown Manhattan. Don't it? Look at this. It's a concrete jungle. I feel great. I feel great, man. I feel excellent. I feel like taking you guys to Sanlitun. Thank you, Mikey. I feel great. And thank you, Wendy, blocking the spammers. Let's keep moving. You see all these people? Office workers, people on the go, man. I'll tell you guys this about Beijing. Beijing's got over 20 million people living here. Thank you, Snuff Dipper and Mikey. Beijing... Nick, Beijing's got over 20 million people living here. Overwhelming majority of the people that live here have a very, very, what I call, industrious life. Beijing is not a city. This is not a city where you come around to chill, man. This is a city, unless you're a local Beijing person, you have a house, you're on a pension, Man, this is a place. I'm walking down the street holding my phone doing this for TikTok, but you can just feel people doing stuff. You know, it's like you feel this in a big city. Thank you, Mike. It's like the pace of it is everybody's going somewhere. Everybody's got somewhere to be. You know, people doing all types of jobs in all levels of society. You know, it's just like you get that same feeling in Chicago and New York City. Thank you, Greg. When we're walking down here, I always told you guys, I always like to share stories. Thank you, Gene, when we're walking down the street towards a destination to pass some time. I told you guys about the story during the COVID pandemic. Some of you heard this story before, so you have to bear with me again. Thank you, Raven and Tim. I told you about this story. Two people here in Beijing during the COVID pandemic tested positive for COVID. This was during the zero COVID policy. Thank you, Melanated. So they all needed to be quarantined. And the people that they come into contact with also needed to be quarantined. Thank you, Lisa. And the local government published the schedules, the itineraries. Thank you, Linda and Lisa Ann. Thank you, Linda K. Thank you, Lisa and Smeckles. Thank you very much. The local Beijing government published the itineraries of these two human beings in order to help track down where they were and the people they might have come in contact with, so that those people can be quarantined as well. Well, what happened was, when that was published online, it caused a big debate on Chinese social media. Not a big debate. Thank you, Jay and Rhonda and JC. It caused like a big feedback mechanism on Chinese social media. Let me explain why. One of the people that was infected with COVID was an older gentleman in his 50s. He was a construction worker, just like the gentleman that we saw 3 nights ago at the city village. someone who did day labor, meaning he picked up all types of jobs whenever he can, and he was paid by the end of the day. The other person that got COVID was a young lady that actually worked in this particular district. A local Beijing young lady, a young woman in her 20s. Okay? So the government publishes their daily itinerary for like the last 3 days, and all the netizens on Chinese social media were just lamenting at how different two human beings living in the same city could have such different lives. So this young lady, I still remember the story. So this young lady wakes up, goes to breakfast, gets some coffee at a fancy coffee shop, goes shopping at a fancy mall. I think it was either SKP or this mall that we were just at. Goes lunch because all the itinerary is published. You can see where they went, every single store they went to, every single place, because they need to track down people who might be infected with COVID, right? Goes to breakfast, goes shopping, goes to a nice fancy lunch, goes back home, take a nap, comes out for afternoon tea at another fancy place, dinner, shop some more, go to sleep. That was her entire day. Just fun. And then the man's schedule, this 50-year-old guy, thank you, Lena. What's up, Ashley? This 50-year-old guy, I mean, I shouldn't even laugh when I say this. He was working till 3 a.m. and his schedule consisted of bouncing from construction site to construction site to construction site. Started his day at 6 a.m. in the morning, worked all the way until 2 a.m. in the morning, bouncing from construction site to construction site all over Beijing on the subway system, on the public transportation system, or walked. Okay? Thank you, Mr. J. So when this was posted online, man, a lot of netizens here on Chinese social media were like, you know, it's two people living in the same city, but their life couldn't be any more different. You know, thank you, Royal. And I think the point I'm trying to convey, thank you, Tar Heel Babe and Royal, and I would love to hear the Americans' opinion on this, is that one of the things as a byproduct of living here in China, thank you, Gene Bravo, is that I think for the last few years of me living here in this country, you know, as kind of the real estate prices have stopped appreciating to the same extent it was before the pandemic. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, OG Ashley, but thank you. And thank you, Blaze. Thank you, guys. I think what I've kind of become cognizant of more and more in Chinese society, living here as an American, is that not only is the class divide, a lot of people are more and more aware of it in society today. Thank you, Ashley, meaning like a lot of the everyday folks. Thank you, Amor Lindo, who are, let's say, just me in terms of my experience in China. I don't want to speak for everybody, but it's like the folks that are living in every segment of society, even though they belong to a certain segment of society, they're actually very cognizant of, thank you, OG. They're actually thank you, A Day in the Life. They're actually very cognizant of the class divide. I don't know if I'm communicating that well enough. It's like the people are more and more awakened now, you know? It's like, that's why like there was this whole laying flat movement going on with the young people here in China where they just didn't want to do any work. They didn't want to work. They just want to lay at home all day because they kind of realize, some of them realize it doesn't matter how hard they work. There's a kind of like a glass ceiling they can't penetrate no matter how hard they work. So that's kind of what I'm feeling as I'm walking around in China and living here. It's like the class divide is pretty much the same as it is back home in the United States. Even though this is obviously a socialist country, you know, the class divide is very, very obvious. You can see it from our eyes. But also you kind of realize the people here, I think, are increasingly cognizant of it when they just look around. And what makes it worse, thank you, Big O, you know what makes it really worse, me as someone, thank you, Bob Stojan, and this goes for not only Chinese, American, Japanese, whatever it is. What makes it worse, this is really tough, is thank you, Bob, and thank you, JK, for sharing the live stream. Thank you, Evan and Ashley. I think what makes it worse is 30 years ago or even 20 years ago, thank you Ashley, Bob, and Evan, if you didn't have social media like Instagram or like Xiaohongshu, Little Red Book, the Chinese version of Instagram, or you didn't have like Douyin, you didn't have TikTok, thank you Lil Mix and Dylan. A lot of people who, you know, were living kind of like in their own bubble wouldn't necessarily know the depth of the difference of their life versus the difference of someone who's in a totally different stratosphere or a different part of the world or a different class, socioeconomic. The whole social media thing has just laid out everything. It's all there for you to see. You know what I mean? So that's like, this is why I feel like, man, you know, the more the stuff you see, sometimes it makes you feel more discontent. It feels like you're not worth anything. You know, it makes you feel like you don't have this, you don't have that. So it's like, this is why I try to make the type of content I do. It's like educational content, positive content. It's like, I feel like, man, you know, it's like society nowadays, as we're walking the Sanlitun, it's like, it's all open book. Everything, you can see everything on social media. People post their salaries, people post their personal life about the vacations they take, and well, I guess I do that too, but like this, I guess this is what I do, but I do it for educational purposes. But it's like, it's just all wide open, you know? So let's keep it moving, man, let's keep it moving. Follow the channel, and please share this live stream. Thank you guys, man. I'm just yapping a little bit as we're walking towards Sanlitun and walking through the streets of Beijing. You can see, man, it's almost noon. Still lots of traffic. This city never rests. Thank you, JP and Leela. So let's keep it moving, man. Thank you, JP and 22. And you know another interesting thing. I know I love the yap, Terry. You know I love the rap. You know another interesting thing. I was asking the driver the other day, why is it that on the weekends, like when I was trying to go to the Great Wall that day, why is it that on the weekends there seems to be even more cars in Beijing than weekdays? I finally figured out the reason why. See, look, you can tell everybody that works in this building right here. See that? Thank you, Tan Jun Lee, thank you. You can see everybody that works in this building wearing suits. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is, man, thank you, Jen and Purple Sky. Look at this. A lot of money is made here. Stock market, financial services, insurance. Let's keep moving. Thank you, Ligan. Thank you, Dog Mama. Thank you, everybody. Let's keep moving. Thank you, Jazz. Yes, please stay safe in Florida. There's a lot of hurricanes lately, man. It's freaking September and we still have hurricanes. This is crazy. Thank you, Miss, for the live pro. Thank you very much. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Look at this. So that's the whole point what I was trying to make, by the way. So thank you, JK, for sharing. Please share this live stream. It's like, do y'all feel it back home in the United States? The point that I was trying to make. Because I haven't been back home in the States in more than 5 years. Does it feel the same way back home in America? You know? Thank you, Gene Bravo, because you guys heard of this movement called quiet quitting. A lot of people just sitting at their desks, not doing anything. You know, you guys feel it in America as well. Thank you, Gene. You feel it? Yes? I wouldn't recognize it anymore. Yes? Regina says yes. So, it's not a good thing. Lisa, everybody's saying yes. Everybody's saying yes. Look at the comments. Thank you, Alicia. JK for sharing the live stream. Thank you very much. Thank you, Coach D. Man, Pamela, everybody's saying yes. Thank you, YOLO. Thank you, OG. Thank you, YOLO. Thank you, Coach D. Thank you, OG. Thank you very much. Thank you, Brian. All right, QWERTY and B Team, thank you. The walk to Sanlitun is super simple, man. It's just a very straightforward walk. We just walk straight. Thank you, YOLO. Thank you, Bonita. Oh, here come Bonita. Thank you, B team. To our goal, man. Thank y'all, man. Thank you, B team. Thank you guys. Thank y'all for all the love. Thank you, B team. Thank you, Jane. Comb. All right, let's keep walking, man. I'm telling you guys this, man. My whole take on this entire area. Let me thank you, Jackie. Let me come over here and give you guys one more look at this financial district. Give you guys some more knowledge, and then we're gonna go ahead and get up out of here and go to Sanlitun. Y'all see this, so we're gonna get an overarching view of this entire area. Thank you, Kirill. This is pretty much a street that separates the residential quarters from the downtown financial district. Thank you, Big O and Patricia. B-Team, thank you, sir. OG, thank you, ma'am. Blaze, thank you. Bonita, thank you. This is the core of the financial district here in Beijing. Appreciate it. Man. And I'm gonna tell you guys this, man. Quite a few people, thank you B-Team and Sherry, and thank you B-Team. Quite a few people that rented offices here in this. Don't be fooled by this fancy shit. Don't be fooled by all this glass buildings. In the last couple of years, man, there's been a big crackdown on illegal fundraising and financial crime here in China. So there's actually been a number of folks that rented offices here in these buildings that have been arrested for perpetuating financial crimes, illegal fundraising, cryptocurrency related stuff. So even though this looks very nice and a lot of big companies are based here, there's also been some shady stuff that happened here. Some people use one of these office towers to put up a facade of a legitimate operation, and then the government comes and raid their office and they all go to prison. So this is, like I said, there's a lot of stuff that happened here. This is a very, very complicated place. Thank you for extending your sub, everybody. Thank you for extending your sub. It's like I said, I always tell this for everybody who's watching back home in the United States. China is a much safer country physically than America. Much, much safer country. Thank you, Serenity. When you walk down the street, you don't have to get worried about getting robbed. You don't have to worry about getting things stolen. It's physically a safer country. Thank you, Cali. However, from a scam and fraud perspective, it is just as bad, if not worse, than the United States. There's a lot of scamsters, a lot of fraudsters, which the government is trying very hard to fight here in China. Thank you, Steph. Very, very hard. Thank you, Big O. Let me explain to you guys. Back home in the United States, most of the fraud and the scams that we face are from India. The scam centers in India, the scam centers in Nigeria, but mostly in India. Here in China, man, like, they got a lot of online telecommunication scams. Thank you, B-Team, that originate out of Southeast Asia. And it's a big, big headache. It's a big, big headache. I get those calls all the time. So this is why, like, here in China, this is why, like, a lot of people, they don't understand a lot of the things that China does. They feel like, you know what I'm saying? They feel like they can't understand. For example, if you go to AT&T and you try to sign up for a cell phone plan, right? You guys know how hard it is to sign up for a cell phone plan here in China? You got to bring your passport. Like, you got to go and wait in line. You cannot do it from online. You got to go into a physical office. You got to bring your passport as an American. You got to bring your Chinese ID. You got to go into a physical office to prove your identity, right? With Verizon, with AT&T, with T-Mobile, you don't really have to do that. But here in China, it's like there's so much crime that originates in Southeast Asia, targeting mainland Chinese people with cybercrime and a lot of telecommunication crime. It is very, very rampant. So physically, it's a safer country. But online and on the telephone, from a fraud perspective, lots and lots of fraud and lots of crime. Thank you, Fally. So there you go. Keep it moving. Thank you, Alyssa, Fally, and Mr. Kingdom. Thank you very much. Let's keep moving. I might have fallen victim to a couple of those scams. Nothing big though, nothing big. Thank you, OG and Alyssa. I might have fallen victim. Thank you, OG. Thank you, Alyssa. We're not even at Sanlitun yet. We're about to hit our goal. Thank you, OG. We're not at Sanlitun yet. We're not even there yet. By the way, man, you could just tell this. I don't know what the hell this is. I have no idea what the hell this is, but this looks rich. What the hell is this? Oh, this is the Rosewood Hotel. Ah, thank you, Greg and Kevin. Thank you, OG. Thank you, OG. Yo, we're 80% to our goal. This is the beautiful Rosewood Hotel here in Beijing. Oh, man, that is beautiful. Thank you, OG. Look at this, man. B team, everybody. Thank you. Thank you, OG. Look at this. You know this is nice right here. Thank you, JR and Yvonne. Thank y'all. Thank you, Yvonne. Thank y'all. Thank you, She. Thank you, OG. This is this is the famous Rosewood Hotel. Rosewood Hotel, one of the nicest hotels in the world. They got one here in Beijing. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and leave. This ain't my scene over here, man. I'm gonna leave. Thank you, Tina and JR. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Oh, by the way, a promise is a promise, man. We gotta stay one night at a nice hotel here to celebrate 300,000 followers here on TikTok. So let's keep it moving. Thank you, Gene. Yeah, this ain't my scene, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. I'm not a Rosewood type of guy. I'm more of a Dogwood type of guy, you know. Thank you, Gene Bravo and SA. This place is rich. Thank you, all things. Yeah, I ain't a Rosewood type of guy. You know, look at this contrast though here in Beijing. You got the freaking Rosewood Hotel right here in this fancy building. Thank you, CKC and Emily. And OG, thank you so much for taking us to the finish line. B team, everybody, man. Thank y'all. Thank you, and Yvonne and Blaze. Thank you guys. Kevin. You know what? This is a good illustration. Before we go to Sanlitun. See these buildings right here? And this big, odd-looking chimney over here? Let me explain something to you guys. Okay? Look at this building right here. You see this building? Thank you, Liz at 53. You see this building right here? Y'all see this building right here? Thank you, Johnny and Liz. This building is probably 20 years old, built before the Beijing Olympics. You see that right there? Thank you, Michelle. He said, I've never seen such driving in my life. It's all good, man. Chill. Before we go back to Sanlitun, thank you, Johnny and She and Wanderlust. Thank y'all for all the love this evening. Thank y'all. Thank you. We hit our goal real quick. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. Thank you, Jaylay and She. So look at this community over here though, right in the middle of Chaoyang District. Thank you, Emily Wood and Jaylay. Explain something to you guys. I don't think you can even enter this neighborhood over here. It's a gated community. At least I can't enter this. You see how old these buildings are? You see how old these apartments are? Take a look at this. Y'all see this? I'm gonna stand right here. I'm not gonna get in the way of any cars. You see this? Look at how old this community is. Right, the windows are super, super small. Very narrow windows. These do have elevators. These are probably from 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005. How much do you think an apartment here costs, everybody? Thank you, Rel. Serious talk. We're in the middle of Chaoyang District in Beijing. This old, beat-up ass looking building. They didn't even put any fresh paint on it. How much do you guys think an apartment here costs? Let's say home rental price first versus buying price. See, y'all been watching me on the regular. A lot of y'all know the right answer. Thank you, Amazed and Tina. 2K, 3K. So to rent a place here, because these were usually residential buildings from 20 years ago, so they should be at least 2 to 3 bedrooms, probably like 800, 900, 1,000 square foot. Here in China, they do this a little bit different from the United States, because like, let me take a house, for example, in North Carolina. A 2,000 square foot apartment in North Carolina might only be 3 bedrooms. Every bedroom is big, the living room is big, the kitchen is big, the bathrooms are big. Here, a 3-bedroom apartment in China might only be 1,000 square foot. Everything is a little bit smaller because space is at a premium here in China. These apartments here, to get a 2-bedroom in this building, to get a 2-bedroom apartment in this building, I would imagine at least $2,000 to $2,500. Maybe $2,000 can do it because it's an old building, but the location is unbeatable. You're in the middle of Chaoyang district. You literally walk to work. So this is at least $2,000 starting price to live here. Now to buy, if you wanted to buy an apartment here, I would imagine every single unit here, this is my guess. I'm not saying I'm right. I would guess every apartment in this building, and there's 4 of them, 4 of these buildings over here, I would imagine it starts at right around $2 million to buy an apartment here in this old beat up looking building. I'm gonna say that again. Thank you, Gene. I would imagine it starts at $2 million. Depending on which direction you face. If you face south and you get more sunlight, $2 million. If you are facing west and you are not getting as much sunlight, maybe a little bit less, but I would imagine $2 million to live here in this apartment, and you're getting probably around 1,000 square foot. So $2 million for about 1,000 square foot to live here. Now here's the crazy part. How much do y'all think it cost when this building was built? When this building was built, you can get an apartment here for less than $100,000. I'm gonna say that again. When this building was built, you could probably buy an apartment here for $80, $90, $100,000. Now it's $2 million. Thank you, all things. This is why when you look at a lot of people that live in these communities, man, they're older folks that are like old time Beijing folks. They've been here all their lives. This apartment was probably $100,000, $80,000, $90,000. Man, this dude's smoking next to me. The security guard over here, man, I'm gonna get him out of here. Okay, so this is why, like I said before, man. This is why, like, a lot of people when they come out to Beijing and they look at this stuff, you know, it's so unaffordable. It's out of reach for so many people living in the city. Thank you, Jane E. These places literally appreciated 20x in a span of 20 years. Literally, think about it. In 20 years, the price appreciated 20 times. This place did in 20 years what New York Manhattan took 100 years to do. It took New York 100 years to go 20x, and it took Beijing and Shanghai and Shenzhen 20 years. So this is why the city is so unaffordable for most people who are coming here from out of town, as real estate is just so expensive here. Thank you, Gene Bravo. It's just so expensive out here, and it's hard for a lot of Americans to understand because, you know, we like to think of it as like, thank you, Susie. You know, it's like their average income here, like $1,000, $1,500 a month. How is every apartment like $1 million, $2 million, right? But that's how it is here in China. That's why a lot of people are laying flat because they know they can never afford a house in Beijing. Let's keep it moving. Go ahead and follow the channel and share this live stream. Let's keep it moving. Thank you, Big O. Big O, I don't know if your family owns a house out here in Beijing, but if you do, man, you rich. You the real rich one, Oliver. If you own a house here in Beijing, you rich. I know I don't. I live in a $30 hotel. So let's keep it moving, everybody. Please follow the channel and share this live stream. Let's keep it moving. I know you do, Oliver. You rich. Big old rich, man. Big old rich. Look at him. Look. I'm gonna pin this comment. I'm gonna pin this comment, man. They're rich. Look at him. Look at this. This is why, like I always tell people back home in the States, man, through my channel, you get a glimpse of life out here in a different country, in the most fabulous part of a different country. But I always say to the American friends back home in the United States, appreciate the life you have in Iowa. Appreciate the life you have in Wisconsin. Appreciate the life you have in Florida, in Jersey. You know what I'm saying? We like to bitch and complain about so many things happening back home in America. How would you like to live in this city and you make $2,000 a month? You make $2,000 a month and a freaking house is $2 million or $1.5 million. Right? Be grateful. I'm telling you guys, that's my philosophy increasingly in life, man. If you live in Tennessee, You live in Georgia and you live in Alabama somewhere, be grateful. I'm telling y'all, man, y'all got great lives, man. I'm telling you guys, got great lives. Imagine living here in Beijing, your ass make $2,000 a month, and this apartment, beat up ass, shitty ass looking apartment over here costs $2 million, $1.5 million. How does that make you feel about life? Right? I'm telling you guys, man, be grateful. Y'all got it well, man. This is why, like, I hope you guys tune into my channel to see what the other side of the world is like. You know, big cities, small cities. You know, not everything is all like, yeah, I mean, we were at a nice mall and all, but a lot of times it's better to be in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. It's better to be in a small town in China, a lower tier city in China, than to have to be, you know what I'm saying, in a place like this where everything is so expensive if you want to settle down. You know, so there's nothing to be envious here at all. I don't feel a sense of envy at all when I'm walking around. I feel a sense of curiosity when I'm walking around. This is common sense right here. Like, look at these apartments right here. You guys see these apartments right here? These apartments right here, right next to the subway stop right here. The subway stop literally right next to this house right here. These houses easily $2 million and up. Probably $3 million in some cases. Just for this old looking building over here. Very, very old building here, $2-3 million easily. Why? Because it's in the prime part of town and it's on 2 subway lines. The stop is right here. So just goes to show you, man, like, by the way, man, all this yapping, let me make sure I'm going the right way. Thank you, Emily. Let me make sure I'm going the right way. Yeah, we're almost there. We are actually going the right way. Let's keep moving. Man, thank you, Emily Wood and La Boo Boo. Oh, it's like New York City prices, man, for sure. And give you an idea of how this city is laid out, by the way. This is a great view of how the city is laid out. Beijing is an imperial city. The middle of Beijing is Tiananmen Square and the Forbidden City. So that is the middle of Beijing, right here. Okay? We are right around here. We're here. So we're to the eastern part of Beijing. So this is, once again, this is the middle part of Beijing. This is where we were at 2 days ago with what's it called? With the Forbidden City. The 2008 Beijing Olympics were held here in the northern part of the city. Okay, my hotel is here. Not a bad place because I'm right on the one line right here. Universal Studios that we went to is all the way down here. So it just goes to show you, man, this is a huge city. And look at how advanced their subway system is. An amazing, amazing subway system here in Beijing. Very, very comprehensive. It pretty much covers the entire place. So we're right here. And we are headed to Sanlitun right up here. So let's keep moving. Let's keep it moving, everybody. Yeah, it's a very, like I said before, man, this is a very well-designed, very, very well-designed city. But this obviously is the center. The Forbidden City, the Tiananmen Square, is right in the middle of it. Beautiful, man. That's where we were at the Buddhist temple with the giant Buddha. This was right here. So let's go ahead and get out of here. I'm telling you guys, very, very nicely done. China has some very good public transportation. Beijing is no exception, man. And yeah, let's go ahead and get out of here. Big ass. Thank you, Christina. Let's keep it moving. Thank you, Danica and Spicy Texan. Thank y'all. How do they afford those $2 to $3 million condos? I know there's a lot of Chinese people who are watching this, so I'm gonna explain to you guys who actually lives in these buildings and what their lives are like. Okay, so this is why, like I said before, thank you, Zaga, and thank you, everybody. I want you guys to understand the basic premise once again. Is that even though a lot of these folks that live in these buildings on paper are very wealthy, their lives are no different from a lot of the people who are renting here in Beijing. The only difference is they don't need to pay rent. Because you see, a lot of the people that live in these buildings over here, when this building was built, I would imagine, once again, an apartment here probably cost like 80, 90,000, maybe even cheaper, 60, 70,000 US dollars. Now it's like $1.5 million, $2 million, $3 million to get an apartment here. But the thing is, back then when these homes were being built in the early 2000s, in the late 90s, early 2000s, not everybody, very few people could afford a second home. So for many people that live in these buildings here, they only have one home. And it's a place where you possibly have 4 or 5 family members living in it. You know, kids and grandkids living under the same roof because they only have one family home. So on paper, there's a lot of net worth, but the problem is you can't really realize that net worth because if you sell it, where do you go? Right? Where do you go? There's nowhere else for you to live, right? Like there's no other place near here that has apartment buildings. Thank you so much, B team. So it's like a paradox for a lot of people. It's like, yes, on paper, they are millionaires. They have $2 million, $3 million homes, but if they sell it, where the fuck are you gonna go? Where are you gonna go? You know what I'm saying? And the answer lately has become, it has been a trend. There has been a lot of people who have been selling their homes in these bigger cities to move to a lower tier city, like a Chongqing, like a Chengdu, like a Xi'an, like a Yunnan, like a Hainan. A lot of people have sold their homes in Beijing. Thank you, B Team and Melinda. Thank you, B Team. Thank you, Melinda. And another place that people go is they go to the United States. They go to Canada. Thank you, Eileen and B Team. They go to France. They go to England. They go to Portugal. So some people, if they want to go overseas, they sell their Beijing real estate, and it's a nice way for them. They'll have enough money to live in France for a long time. They could live in England for a long time. So, like I said before, you know, there's a lot of you know, when you look at these neighborhoods, there's a lot of stories that happen here, man. There's a lot of people, a lot of lives. Thank you, Melinda. Or here's the problem: they rent it out. I mean, where are they gonna live? Thank you, Melinda. Where are they gonna live if they rent it out? Right? A lot of people only have one home here, especially from that generation. This is why I always tell people this story, man. It's like, I often think about what would have happened with my family's life if we never went to America. Thank you, Dez and Warrior. What if my family never, I got a red light over here, this is why I'm waiting. If I never went to America, if we never made the bold decision to immigrate to the United States of America, thank you, Christina, and make it, what would happen to me and my family, right? What would happen to me and my family? I'll think about this all the time. Thank you, Make It. I think about this. Thank you, Jane. You know, I often think about this. What would happen if we never made it to the United States? Because I grew up in a small city, you know, and it still pretty much looks very much the same as it did when I grew up. I didn't grow up in Beijing. I didn't grow up in Shanghai. What would have happened with my life if I never went overseas? You know? Thank you, JK, for sharing. Thank you, Melinda. Beautiful. Follow the channel. Share this live stream. Let's keep it moving. My life would have been very different, Marnell. Absolutely right. Man, look at the flow of people, man. Thank you, Bates and Richard. Thank you, Joni. I grew up in a very small city in Jiangsu province called Zhenjiang. In southern China, pretty much where North Carolina is in the United States is where my hometown is, on the eastern seaboard towards the south, but not in the deep south. I'm still waiting for this light to turn green. Thank you, Neats. All serious, man, makes you think about shit. What if I never went over there? You know, I think about this all the time. Keep moving, man. Thank you, D. Frazier. Thank you, Big O. I think about it all the time. Yeah, no southern accent if I didn't immigrate, that's for sure. Thank you, D. Frazier. Thank you, Ashley. Look, the reason why I think about this stuff is like, you know, my family was middle class in China, solid middle class, upper middle class in China. Not rich by any means, but we were comfortable people. You know, I don't know if my mom and dad is watching this. What time is it in America right now? Probably asleep. Oh, it's 11:16. They're definitely asleep. Thank you, Andy Jones. But it's like, I would imagine, man, my pops, you know, one of the things I think about, hear this, man. Thank you, Greg. Hear me out on this, y'all. Thank you, Postal Street. This is Beijing, baby. The capital of China, Beijing. Jolo and Jang. Thank you. Man, this whole city is huge. At this intersection, this whole city is huge. Look, let me say this as I stand from this corner right here. In the 90s, thank you, Christina and Melinda. In the 1990s, man, my father was already thinking of a way to move on to a bigger opportunity in his life. You know, my dad in the 1990s could feel that Zhenjiang was a very small city that we were in. There wasn't a lot of opportunities with life, with his career. He was thinking about ways where he could go to a bigger city like Shanghai. He was thinking about going to Guangzhou. He didn't think about coming to Beijing. But my dad was thinking about a way to get out, essentially, to go to a bigger opportunity in life. I was still a small boy. One thing we always talk about is if my father had gone to Shanghai in 2000, let's say 1999, in 2000, 2001, 2002, I think our life today as a family versus going to America would pretty much be the same from a material perspective. Because when if my dad goes to Shanghai in 2001, 2002, right, he would have bought a home in Shanghai just like this one for us to live in. He probably would have bought a second home a few years later if his career was going well. Thank you, Cash Money. And those homes in Shanghai would be worth a lot of money nowadays, right? Because like I said, my family was comfortable in China before we immigrated to the United States. Life got uncomfortable for us when we went to America. But like, those homes, if he had gone to Shanghai or Guangzhou, probably worth a lot more than the home that we have in North Carolina. Or Australia for college, whatever, I would be a totally different person. But on paper, from a net worth perspective, our family would have pretty much been even better off here from a net worth perspective. But from a mental perspective, thank you, Liz Talk, from the things that I've seen, that I've learned living in America, and now coming back here living in China from the perspective of an American, that's the stuff that you can't buy with money. And that's the reason why I have a channel and people tune in. Thank you, Good Deed. You know what I mean? So, thank you, Good Deed. Let's keep it moving. I don't know if all this yapping, you guys are getting my point. It's like, I think about this stuff. I don't know why, man. I think about this shit all the time when I walk through neighborhoods like this in big cities. Makes me want to think. Y'all get it? You guys get what I'm trying to say? Okay, what I'm trying to think. Thank you, Liz Talk. Please follow the channel. Hit the follow button, everybody. There you got it. You get it? Y'all get what I'm saying? Thank you, She. Let's keep moving. Let's keep it moving. Look. Freaking almost noon here in Beijing. Look at this traffic, man. Look at that. No, man, I don't dwell on the what if. I just think about life, man. I don't know why, man. It's like I'm burdened with all these thoughts in my head. Thank you, Royal. I think all the time. What's for lunch? We're gonna go to Sanlitun. We're gonna grab some lunch over at Sanlitun. Keep walking the streets of Beijing. That's nice over there. Yes, please follow the channel, man. What's up, everybody? What is up, everybody? I love it. We keeping the comments flowing. Thank you, Tracy. We keeping the comments flowing. Love it. Thank you, Tracy. Hit the follow button. Share this live stream, and let's keep the comments flowing. Lots of nice. I'm telling you, man. Beijing is one of the wealthiest cities here in China, if not the wealthiest. And I'm just walking down the street, soaking it in. Thank you, Brown and Nancy. Look at these. Look how old these homes are. Look at this. Look how old these homes are. Yet expensive as hell. Look how old this shit is. It's just like New York City, man. These old ass homes. $2 million, $3 million. Crazy. Look at this. Thank you, Velvet. Old is good. I'm not saying old is not good, but I'm just saying, you know, for $2 million, I could be in Nashville, I could be in Florida, I could be somewhere in Charlotte, North Carolina. I put $1 million on a house in North Carolina somewhere. I put $1 million in the bank. You know, can you imagine you buy a $2 million home and this is what you get? It's hard to believe, honestly. Like, if you're an American and you come out here and like a local Chinese person like me explains this shit to you, and you're an American and you're from like fucking Georgia. I'm sorry, let me watch my language. I didn't watch my language. I'm sorry. And you're from like Athens, Georgia, you know? And like you buy a house for like $700,000 and you're like $2 million for this. It's crazy. You know, I'm sorry. Let me watch my language. I apologize, y'all. I apologize. I'm just getting so reflective. But seriously though, you ever come out to vacation and your tour guide tells you, oh, this neighborhood right here, apartments start at $2 million, and you're just like, what? It's crazy. Craig said, gonna say, hell no. Keep moving. He said, what the hell? Let's keep moving. Yeah, Sanlitun is a very bougie area. It's a very fancy area. Just like the area that we were in. There's a little bit more young people hang out there. Back there is more like working professionals. I know it is New York real estate for sure. Let's keep moving. We're almost there. Let me check my map.
我现在看看是北京上我这个地址，北京市朝阳区。
Yeah, we almost there. Thank you, Matilda and Powell Laugh. Do we have a word of the day? Let me think about it. Think about it. Let's keep moving. Think about it. Y'all feel anything when y'all look at this city through y'all screen? Y'all feel anything? Seriously, y'all feel anything? No? It screams corporate entities. No? Word of the day, perspective. That's a good one. Big business, machine. Look at all these comments. Don't worry, Irene. Don't worry. Appreciation for what you got. Clean, stress-free, Aussie vibes. Clean and welcoming, very clean, very urban. See, so many people say clean. How the hell, how dirty has it gotten back home in the United States for everybody to say the word clean when y'all are watching my streams? Where the hell are you guys living back home in America? Y'all living in Gotham? Where are y'all living in the States? This looks very normal to me. Y'all keep saying clean, 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 what? What's clean? This is normal. Where do you guys live, man? Clean, clean. Everybody, every single live stream. People, I always get so many comments every single day from my live stream. People say, clean. I'm like, where do you guys live? You live in Gotham? Where do you guys live? You live in GTA? What's going on? This is normal. No, this is China, man. China clean. All right, but for real, man. Let's go to Sanlitun, man. Let's get to where we need to go. We almost there. Hey, Wendy. I'll think of the word of the day, but I'll take a couple questions. We're like 10 minutes away. Thank you, C Slow. I'll take a couple questions. I've been gone for just over 5 years. Like I said, man, like I'll tell you guys the one persistent thing about living in China, and once again, no disrespect to the smokers who are watching this channel. Y'all do y'all, you do you. Thank you, Eileen. The one thing that's persistent about living in China when you're walking down a public street like this is just the amount of secondhand smoke that is in the air. Y'all know I love China, I love America, but I gotta speak it honestly. I have to speak it honestly, man. The amount of secondhand smoke in this country, just walking down the street, is incredible. It's incredible. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, once again, I don't mean to be disrespectful towards the smokers. Y'all do what y'all want to do. But it's like people walk down the street and smoke, and the wind blows it towards you, and you're walking behind them. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Williams. So let's keep moving, man. Keep moving. Just like the whole time I'm walking, secondhand smoke everywhere. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's just the reality of life here. Thank you, Haja. Some thought actually came into my head. I don't know if I should say it. Thank you, Tar Heel Babe and Michelle. Did OG go to sleep? Man, I just had this thought in my head, man. I ain't gonna say it though. We're gonna keep it moving. We'll go to Sanlitun right now. Did OG go to sleep? Man, Big O, you know it. Do they have homeless? Thank you, Mike. All right, well, let me first of all answer that question, and I'm trying to think. First of all, do they have homeless? No, not in Beijing, but I'm telling you guys, man, when you go to a place like a Beijing train station, you know, there's a lot of people, a lot of migrants from other part of the country. If they're trying to save on a night's hotel, they'll sleep at the train station. But there's no homeless population, like people that don't have a home. Even the people that sleep under a bridge or sleep in a park or sleep at the train station, it's only for temporarily, like a night or two, while they wait for their train to arrive. And they don't want to spend money on a hotel room for the night. I would say in China, there's hardly any, very, very few population that's what I call, you know what I'm saying? That's what that's what I call like permanently homeless. Hardly see that, especially in major cities. But they are, in every city, you are gonna see people sleep under a bridge somewhere, you know, in a train station, because they don't want to pay for the hotel for the night. But the answer is no. The answer is no. Very, very few homeless people here, especially in major cities. Look, here's what I was trying to... Y'all know my head is just full of weird thoughts. We're almost at Sanlitun, by the way. It's like... The one thing I don't understand about the Chinese people, and I'm going to say this, the one thing I don't understand about the Chinese people, like this is a super serious question. I hope the Chinese people who are watching this can answer this question for me. Here's the one thing I don't understand about the Chinese people. I've been living here for almost 6 years. I still don't understand it. And once again, I'm gonna say this. No disrespectful. Okay, thank you, Wild. So hear me out on this. No disrespect to the smokers who are watching. But it's like, here's what I don't understand about the Chinese people. Like, I'm trying to figure this out. If you live in a northern city in China and it's winter and it's like February, okay? They're burning coal. The air quality is not very good compared to the summertime. So you're already inhaling a lot of smog and a lot of PM 2.5. So your lungs is already on overtime. Your lungs are already working overtime. So you would think that you would try to protect your lungs because your ass already live in a part of the country with a lot of smog. So you would think, it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like you just walked 30,000 steps today. You will try to rest your feet a little bit at night, right? Right? But what I don't understand is why is there still so many smokers here when a lot of the smog is already hurting their lungs and they do additional damage to it by smoking? That's what I was trying to figure out. I've been living here for almost 6 years. I still haven't figured it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still haven't figured it out. Okay? It's like, that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. It's like, because that's what I would be thinking about. Like, if I live in Xi'an, let's for example say I live in Xi'an, the air quality in Xi'an in the wintertime is not great because they're burning coal and like there's a lot of smog there. But in the summer times it's pretty good, but in the wintertime it's rough. And like when you go there and you see people smoking everywhere, you're just kind of trying to ask yourself, like, bro, man, your lungs is already like PM 2.5 over, you know, with the smog, and now you continuing to smoke. I mean, it's like worst plus worst, you know? So I don't know, man. That's what I was thinking about a little bit when I was walking down the street. I'm trying to figure this out. Stress, addiction. People saying addiction. Man. he said to smoke and deal with the smog better. It's addictive. Beautiful. All right, let's keep moving, y'all. Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. Are motorcycles allowed on sidewalks? Yes. In Shenzhen, motorcycles a lot of times have to be on sidewalks. 非机动车道, you can't be on the car. A lot of times, and there's some cities in China, they'll give you a fine if you don't ride on the sidewalk because the actual lanes are for the cars. So the answer is yes. That's why, like, Beijing is actually pretty good about it because Beijing has a bike lane. Beijing, you see all these motorcycles are on the roads over here. But if you're in Guangzhou, you're in Shenzhen, like, oh, it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's on the sidewalk, which move. Like this dude right here. Keep moving, man. All right, we're almost there. I think we're almost there. We're walking forever. We're almost there. No, nobody steals bikes. And very few people ride a bike now other than these city bikes. A lot of people who ride a bike are doing it for fitness purposes. So very few people own a city bike. Everybody uses these things right here, including me.